So another large industrial area just off to the left here. So we're going to walk down the road, find the entrance and pick up filming, and hopefully we get some interesting content for you guys. Welcome back to the channel, guys. And we've just come across a DHL company business, so we will they have got an electric charging point, but only one by the look of it. Might be a socket either side of it, of course. You would expect though that companies like this would have invested a little bit more by now, as it seems to be the way the world is going. Just got a lovely waft of fiberglass and resin, probably from the dent place. All these modern places have got this reflective glass or film, so you don't actually get to see much at all. But anyway, we're going to have a wander around the corner and we'll pick it up when we get there. So we're at the back end of DHL. A few more cameras on this building than in other places. As you can see, it's a couple of speakers by the look of it, so I can shout at people. But what we got? We got 1, 2, 3 facing that way, 2 facing to my right, and it looks like possibly like a booster box for maybe Wi-Fi signal. So apparently there's 2 DHL properties according to that signpost. Come on, focus. It's better. So we'll have a look around in this section. A little bit more activity around this way. So you got 2 big doors on the back of this place. Another 1, 2, 3, 4 5 cameras, 6 cameras around this side. Unusual to see these type of crating things at DHL. Obviously they're moving something more industrial with weight. They've got a few more in what I would call the hoppers there. So yeah, we'll have a little walk up this way. God, the wind's a bit strong around this way, guys, so you can't see much this way. Another couple of cameras and another speaker, so they can shout at people or whatever they do. So we'll leave that one and we'll come over this side, have a little look-see. Not quite sure what's going on with the camera today, guys. It seems to be struggling to focus. So we've got handrail and barrier solutions. So easy clamp. So what we'll do later on, we'll get back in, have a look on Google, see if we can find some information for you. Or we might be able to get some actually, because a lovely young man's just come out. Hello, sir.
Hello, can I help?
I am just doing a story on all the businesses in the area, seeing who's come through COVID, see if any have closed down. Good to see so many still operating. And then what we do for our viewers, we put a little bit of information into the video, or if somebody comes out and is happy to share what you do, even better.
So you do this for yourself? Is it for a company?
I'm a YouTuber.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
okay.
So yeah, so I'm not doing any reconnaissance for a competitor or anything like that. So obviously handrail and barrier solutions.
By the way, just so you know, this is actually a private estate as well.
Yes, that's fine.
Check that the landlords are happy with you.
Well, just for your information, because there's no barriers or gates that I've jumped over, there's a thing in English law called the public right of access. So obviously if people are coming to you, somebody over there couldn't stop them.
No.
Because it would infringe on your rights as a company. So, but thank you for pointing that
Yeah.
out. So, are you just in the southwest, or are you national?
I'm right
Sorry,
here.
you're eating, aren't you?
I'm here. Southwest.
Oh, right, okay. Are you planning on expanding? Conversation over? So, obviously being nosy, he's got his answers, he's happy. There's a couple of guys working here with a forklift. We just watch them for a little bit. We don't want to interfere with what they're doing, obviously. I don't know if that's a signal for lunch or just somebody being a knob, but that's fine, that's up to them. Got plenty of work on, bud? Yeah. Good stuff. I'm just doing a story on people surviving COVID. So it's good to see. Are you a fairly big company?
No, just suffering from myself.
Oh right, well in that case I wish you every success going forward, because if you've survived this far, you're in. Cheers buddy, I'll leave you in peace. So yeah, I think the air horn was for me because the window that opened is now closed. We could go a little bit further, see if it sort of winds them up a little bit. I'm not into winding them up really, but you know, sometimes when they're rude like that, it's, you know, why would you have to be a jack-the-lad? But hey, you know, it's everybody's free will to do what they wish. We're not going to waste a lot of time on this one, so they don't seem very happy. I mean, it's a trade counter, so it proves my point what I said to the fella. If people are coming here to purchase their goods, no other business can tell them not to. So although it is a private estate, the law of the land prevails, and we can have public rights of access, as you know. So the window's open again, so obviously the fellow with the air horn's going to have another crack probably. No, he's closing it, or she's closing it. Absolute dicks. But there you go. So not a lot of cameras on this one. There's one little one up above the door, obviously, so they can watch trade counter coming and going. Now the window's open again. Probably trying to listen. Shall I speak up for them? So yeah, so Easy Clamp Systems Limited. Guy didn't want to share too much about the company, so we'll look it up online. Insert it into the video. So, this is Beja Ref. It's a training academy. I don't know if they train people to operate these platforms. As you can see, it's one of those high reach platforms. It's from Nationwide Platform, so I'm assuming it's here possibly for other work. Looks quite old, so it's obviously not one of the new models, but they go on for years, as you know. So there is a phone number on the back if anybody wants to hire one. 0345 745 on the 4 zeros. So it also says that HRP Bristol, who used to be here, have relocated. So we'll give it a couple of minutes, see if anybody comes out. If not, we're going to move on and we'll insert some info when we get back to base. This is either a delivery or something packaged up to be taken elsewhere, wrapped up to protect it from the weather. No clue on what it is. So not a lot of activity, guys. So we're going to keep on wandering around. Not a lot happening from our friends at DHL. A few van drivers waiting for possibly stuff to go out. So might be able to swing by them later on. So, look, me? No? Yes? Well, we've got an unmarked car just turned up, guys. So, I wasn't sure if they wanted me at first, but they do.
Good afternoon.
How you doing, bud?
I'm okay, thanks.
Just seeing if I could sit somewhere.
How you doing?
Good afternoon. Yeah, very good, thank you.
Feel free to sit down if you want to.
It's a bit low for me. I'll have trouble getting back up.
The reason we're
Can I get you together?
Not really. No, we're quite busy. It's fine.
Because you always worry people
Alright.
with a camera because it looks as though you're ready to
I think
pounce.
that's why we're here, because you've been worrying other people. The reason we're here, someone has phoned us to say.
Phoned you or a call handler?
Okay. Let me just explain why we're here.
Yeah,
alright?
yeah. I was just asking 101
Yeah.
or
Look, mate,
they didn't
just let me
999,
explain,
did
alright?
they?
Now you
Please
just
say they
interrupted
didn't.
me, all right?
I don't know.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay.
The point is we've been called.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Right, we're
So,
here.
sorry, before you go any further, can you identify yourself before we start, please?
Yeah, PC 613 Nash Almsbury Firearms Unit.
Thank you. And you are, sir?
3813, attached to Almsbury Police Station.
Thank you very much.
Right, okay.
Are you either of you
Mate,
filming?
Are you prepared to listen
Yes.
to
Yeah,
us?
I'm just
Film.
I'm just doing a few
Because at the
basics.
moment, no, mate,
All
you're
right.
being rude at the moment.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to
You
get a
are,
few
no.
basics. Are you filming?
Yes,
Yes.
we're filming.
Right, you're meant to tell somebody.
Well, if you stop talking for 2 minutes.
No, because you're meant to start with it. It's part of your policy. But I tell you what, am I detained?
We haven't
No,
really.
Right.
You're welcome to go.
If you're going to be rude to me, jog on. I was
Okay,
asking
you're
some
being
simple
rude.
basic
Yeah,
principles.
So was I. Well, if you want to go, feel free.
No,
mate.
because you're meant to tell people you're filming straight away.
Fine, but if you stop
Not
talking.
10 minutes down the road.
Mate, if
Do you want to
stop-
start again?
If you stop talking for 2 minutes.
Do you want to
we
start
would have
again?
explained-
Right, like you have certain things you need to cover, so
Right.
do we.
Right, why are you here?
Sorry, who's we?
People that do this. We're all over the country.
And who are those?
YouTubers,
Okay. And what are you YouTubing about?
local business.
Okay. All right. Are you aware that
If
you're
any of-
causing concern to some people in this area?
Well, you see, in my opinion, and it's probably not worth anything to you guys, but I'm going to give it anyway. This is illegal activity. This is why I asked if it was 101 or 999, because some people dial 999, which I think is wasting time and resources. If it's 101, why aren't the call handlers telling people that this is illegal activity and we're doing
Because
nothing
actually,
wrong?
you know, I know it's your opinion, but not everybody has the same opinion as you.
Exactly,
And some people don't like to be filmed.
exactly.
I'm one of those people, to be fair, but
Okay.
unfortunately, in my role as a police officer, I
Yeah.
have to come across
Yeah.
people like yourself
Yeah.
and be put on film. And I've no idea what you plan on doing with that information.
I'm going to
or
plaster it all over
that.
YouTube.
You are,
Because that's what I do. I'm a YouTuber. I said that at the start, didn't I? So,
I don't really want to be all over YouTube. And do you
well,
think
you're
that-
being very professional, so you've
Do
got
you think-
absolutely nothing to worry about.
Right. Okay.
Viewers love people like you. They're going to be
What I'm trying
a
to say
bit like
to
that with you at the moment.
What I've tried to be is
Sorry.
professional and adult and have a conversation, and every time I've spoken to you, you keep talking over me. So I can only assess that you're being rude to me and you weren't interested in what I had to say to you. But if you're interested in listening to me, and I would have explained why we were here, I'd have given you all the pertinent information, but you weren't here prepared to do that, because every time I spoke, you kept talking over me. Is that fair enough?
Finished?
For now?
So you were in the wrong because you didn't follow policy and tell me, hey, you were filming and who you are straight away.
What? Had you given me an opportunity to do
No,
that,
no,
I
no.
may have done that.
As soon as you
But
got
see,
out
now
of the
you're
car,
just being
no, because I haven't
confrontational
finished. As soon as you got out of the car, that was your opportunity to be totally professional.
With- I
And
feel like I'm
unfortunately,
professional,
unfortunately,
well,
I still haven't finished, so you're
perhaps you could
talking
turn
over
your
me now,
camera
aren't you?
around and face yourself.
So you're not listening to me now. So you see how it
Well,
works.
Well, you think I should extend you the same courtesy?
Well,
when you couldn't show
it's
me the
like I
same
said, if you're
courtesy
not detaining
when I
me,
stepped out
because
of
you're
the
being a
car?
bit of a knob, to be honest. Okay,
that's
your
your
colleague's being
opinion.
very professional.
Well,
I
that's
think
entirely your
you've got an
opinion.
attitude. Am I doing
that's your
anything
opinion.
wrong? Am I breaking the law?
I don't know, because I haven't had a chance to speak to you and ask you the questions that people are concerned about.
Well, conversations are two-way.
Absolutely.
You've bollocked
and if you
me
stopped talking over me
for not.
when I was talking
See,
to you.
you've just
we'd
done
have
it to
been
me
open.
again. You see, you're blaming me
You
for
don't
something
like,
you
see,
do.
You don't like it when I do it to you, do you?
I don't
But you were
mind.
quite prepared to do
I'm
that to
just
me.
telling you, you've got double standards.
Listen,
Okay.
listen, we're going around in circles, okay? Nobody wants to be filmed. That's what this comes
Well,
down
that-
to at the end of the day.
Sorry,
okay?
go on.
Because I don't know, I might be wrong, but I doubt you've gone around and asked people's permission to film them and then put them all over social media. For instance, you've not asked me if I want to be put all over social media.
Okay.
And I might have reasons to not be plastered all over social media.
Okay.
In fact, I do, professional reasons.
Of course.
But that's besides the point. I know you claim that you're not doing anything wrong, and by law, probably you're not. But the fact of the matter is, people want a private life, don't they? They don't want to be filmed, and they don't want to be put all over YouTube. You know, generally, a filming company, if they go around and they're filming a documentary, they will ask permission of the individuals before putting their faces on television. I don't know, are you blanking their faces out? Are you asking them for that permission, or are you just filming and just assuming that you can do that?
Right, I let you finish, but you did go on a bit, so I hope I can sort of get to every point. First of all, there's no right to privacy in public. Okay. Film companies, yes, they normally book and they arrange to come and all that sort of stuff. News companies don't. News companies turn up and they'll film anything where there's a story. So we fall into that bracket. I can't remember what else you said, actually, sorry.
But for me, it's a politeness thing, isn't it?
Well, I know where you're coming from, and I've got a lot of respect for you guys and what you do. But, yeah, I don't expect you to have the knowledge of public photography because you're concerned with other stuff. I'm not going to say the AT word.
We're concerned with all sorts.
Yeah, I know you get called to all sorts, and it could be a domestic or it could be a man with a camera. What I'm saying is it's a bit like a GP. If I go to him with, say, I've got gout in my toe, but he's a specialist in, say, fibromyalgia, he's going to have to look it up. You guys come, you're hot off the spot, you don't know what you're coming into, and there's procedures that you have to follow and there's procedures we follow. And one of them is to find out who you are, if you're filming, because we can request camera footage, as you know. We try and be respectful. Yeah, okay, I apologise if I talked over you, but when you say 7 or 8 things, I can't follow. And I try and pick it up, so I try and stop you at each stage. So I apologise for that. Okay. But you did turn up with an attitude. You were fine. And I can see you're a much more relaxed Bobby, and I don't mean to be rude when I say that, okay?
You may not mean it, but you clearly are.
No, listen, I only talk from the heart. I respect you guys no end.
What is your name?
But, sorry?
What is your name?
Why, do you want to send me a birthday card?
Yeah, why not?
No, I'm being facetious with you now.
I can tell,
we
thanks for pointing that out.
We like to have a play with you as well, as you guys do in certain situations. No. You know I've got no reason to give you my details.
No, I'm just
I know you've got to ask because it's part of your policy what you do.
You've asked our details. So,
yep,
so,
definitely. You have to because you're a public-facing. Sorry, I hadn't finished.
You are also
public-facing public servant
person at the moment, aren't you?
But I'm not a company.
No, but you talk about we as almost like you're an organisation. And you have procedures to follow. You've talked about that. So clearly there's some sort of organisation you're alluding to. Would that be right?
Lots of individuals do this, but we talk to each other.
Right.
Because if somebody was here yesterday, there's no real point me turning up today. So we talk. I'm in there from North Yorkshire, Scotland, all the way down to Cornwall. So when I say we, that's an acceptable terminology. I could say me, but other people do this, and they will watch my videos, and I watch their videos, and we interact, and we comment, and we say good cop, bad cop. I didn't mean that here. Yeah, go on. No, that's fine.
Can I ask a question slightly different?
Of course you can.
Has anyone approached you today and asked you about what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay, and how have those
right, get me bearings. So the first little estate, as you go around on the left, everybody, apart from one company, totally professional, came out, asked. We love people asking because we want to put their minds at ease that we're not doing anything nefarious. We're not coming back to burgle them or anything like this because they're going to be worried about their company. The fruit and veg people were the only people that had an attitude. They came out, asked questions, but didn't like the answers. Okay. Now, that's understandable, we get that, you know.
What are the answers then? Well,
it depends what they ask. If people say, what am I doing? I normally try and be friendly and have a joke and say, well, I'm filming. Yeah. Then I tell them I'm doing a story on businesses in the area to see who survived COVID. Right. And also, as a secondary thing, we see how people interact with men with a camera. Or women with a camera. There's women that do this as well. So
this is your day job, is it?
No. No? This is a hobby. Okay.
Have any of the people today expressed to you a concern about the fact that you're filming them or that they don't want to be filmed?
Nobody has asked me not to film them. Nobody has asked me to leave the premises. The closest thing to it, the guy over here, and I think it might be the guy in the shirt. I don't wear my glasses when I've got my mask on because I steam up. I think it's the guy in the shirt. He just pointed out this is a private estate. Yep. And that somebody might be upset if I was filming. So what I try and do, I try and educate people to photography laws. So I just said to him, with all due respect, They can't tell anybody coming on here not to go to a particular business, because that would be affecting his business directly, and it's that public right of access. Now, I don't know if you're aware of the law for that.
Yes.
I'll tell you, you are?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'll just mention it in case you come across somebody else,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
Section 33, Criminal Justice Act 1972.
One thing I would mention, you obviously said you're looking for how people interact with your cameras.
Yep.
What are your expectations of how they'll interact?
I love good interactions. The furniture company around there, absolutely brilliant. Come out, tell me a bit about the company. I found out it's a family-run business. 30 people working around there. They got 5,000 people across the company. You can buy online. You know, they were really, really helpful.
I imagine you're quite familiar with people's interactions and how they film, and that different people might react in different ways.
Oh yeah,
some people might be
we
upset about things,
we-
and then some people aren't as reasonable as perhaps we might be.
yeah, no, we totally accept.
Did you say that you were looking to provoke people?
No, not at all.
So what,
That's a misconception that often is.
The way you present
Sorry, let me
yourself-
answer that one first. That's a misconception that often the police suggest because you've been called, and we never know what they say on the phone, and we know that there are times when they lie. I was at.
If somebody wasn't worried, why would they phone the police?
Well, there's worry, and if they actually listen and you say, you know, because like I said, I try to educate. So I try and tell them the law around photography. I try and tell them what I'm doing. I'm open and honest. I tell them I'm making a documentary for YouTube about local businesses. Now, what else can I tell them? Other than, like, I mean, go round to the furniture people. Neil and, can't remember his name. I said to them, there's no nefarious intent. Now, I know people could say that. No nefarious intent. I'm just doing a story. You've given me some information. I'll leave you in peace. I'm off. And that's what I try and do with everybody. But I'm not one of those people that's going to be pushed around by authority that don't follow policy. That's why I was a little bit upset with you. Now, that's fair enough, because if you go into a situation like a domestic and somebody's abusing you when you're there to help, you're going to get
Let me
upset.
explain myself.
Of course.
We've turned up to a call of somebody in a Joker mask filming people that
Yeah.
may not have been asked for it.
Yeah.
So I've come out and spoken to you to ask you what you're doing.
Yeah.
And every time I tried to speak to you, you've spoken over me. Now, would you think it's fair to say that people, when they see you wearing the mask that you're wearing, perhaps you could turn your camera just to show your viewers what it is you're
I
wearing?
know what I look like.
Yeah, but perhaps you could show your viewers.
Well, they know what I look like as well. When I do intros and outros, I always
Yeah.
talk to the camera.
So I would suggest that anybody that presents themselves in that way, that films people that don't want to be filmed, might react in many different ways, and some ways may not always be reasonable, because that is human nature. And if you understood human nature, you would know that not everybody is the same. So you could be putting yourself in a very dangerous position if somebody gets upset by your behaviour and how you present yourself and what you're doing. Did you say that was a fair comment?
No.
Fair enough. Well,
And
I
at
think
the
I've
risk
had
of
my say.
upsetting you, I think.
Well, I think we're going
Oh,
round in
hang on.
circles.
So
You know,
I
we
tried
just-
talking and you talk
Yeah,
over me
I'm
again.
doing
You see,
exactly what you
and
do.
that's how our interaction
Okay.
went. So you're
I
rude.
think we're done.
You're absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
One of the other questions you did ask that I didn't answer because I forgot where you'd gone was, you said, do I blur out people's faces? Sometimes yes. It depends on their interaction. If people are professional and polite and they're just genuinely concerned about their business and they say to me, please don't film me, I say, would you be happy if I filmed the interaction verbally but I blurred your face? Most of the time, probably 70% of the time, they say that's okay. Sometimes they say no. I also then point out to them that on all the platforms out there, there are procedures that if you find the video and you want to put in a privacy complaint, you can. And then we take it down, or we blur them out, or we blur number plates or whatever. So there are things we try and do to alleviate their concerns.
Okay.
So
I have to agree with what my colleague said just a minute ago. Okay?
which bit? Because he was a bit cop-splainy.
No, I think the bit you disagreed with at the end, I think was a very good point. Okay.
Well, there was a few bits in that.
I think
And some of it I agreed with and some of it I didn't.
Part about the way you're presenting yourself. Okay.
The mask thing.
I think the mask
Yes.
thing is probably an issue.
Can I deal with that first? Because otherwise I'll lose what you're going to
Yeah.
say. I don't always wear this one.
Okay.
Sometimes I wear a plain blue one. Sometimes I wear a cami one. I wear them for 2 days max and then they're in the wash. This is the second day. It's something that I thought might add humour to what I do. I understand that it could scare people. I do understand that, so I'm not being totally bloody thick.
No. There's an,
but I'm
there's
wearing
an
it
element
today,
of the
keep
way
my
you
ears
present
warm and
yourself,
stuff.
not just your face mask, which could be deemed
Yeah,
as,
but the way you
could be
present
deemed as
yourself.
passive aggressive.
I see what you're saying.
I've certainly found you to be that way since I've arrived here. Now,
With you,
you've obviously not
with
with
you,
me,
thank you.
but you've obviously taken something my colleague has tried to say to you the wrong way, and from the very get-go you talked over him, which I personally don't find acceptable.
Okay.
You've given me a chance to speak. I would expect really most people to do exactly the same for my colleague. I know you're going to disagree with that.
No, I'm not going to
but we
disagree
need to
at
get
all.
to the point of all of this.
Can I just stop you there and deal with that, because I'll forget
Can we
again.
get to the point? Because we
So,
have got lots of other things we need
when
to
we do this, our viewers comment on everything we do. We like to know who we're talking to, and you both straight away gave me your numbers, because they are sometimes difficult to see.
Yes.
Then I pointed out a fact that at your first opportunity, you're meant to tell a member of the public if you're
Fortunately,
filming.
you didn't actually give my colleague the time to speak.
Well, I did, because he
No.
went off on a tangent,
I'd
because
have
he
to
was
disagree with you.
cop-splaining it.
And
Well,
is
we
all
can
on,
disagree.
It is all on our camera.
And you
so
can't
he was
watch it
actually
back.
Trying, yeah, we can.
Oh, you
so,
can?
So he was
I thought
actually
you
trying
just-
to explain to you why
I
we
thought
were
you
here
just
to
stopped
speak
it.
to you, but you didn't give him the opportunity to.
Well, I
So,
did, because I know why you're here.
Again,
because it's
we
happened
don't-
before.
This is a pointless interaction now, isn't it? Going back and forth. What I need to
Well,
say to you.
sorry, just
and-
on
and-
that point
and I'd love
again.
to be able to refer to you by your name, but you're not going to give
If
me
you
your
say
name,
it's
are you?
pointless, it's because maybe you've got a preconceived perception that you're not prepared to be flexible on.
No, I've been.
Whereas
quite
I'm not
flexible.
anti-police, I'm anti-people I think
Yeah.
are rude,
I've been
and
standing
he
here
thought I
talking to
was
you
rude,
quite
and we've
politely.
agreed on that, and I've apologised. I notice your colleague hasn't apologised, by the way.
No,
Just a point.
I don't think he needs to
I do
apologise.
agree that I think this is
Right.
pointless.
Well,
Mike,
that's ego, you see,
Right.
and that's one of your biggest downfalls as a police officer is ego.
Talk to me.
I am,
Okay?
yeah.
Talk to me, because this is pointless. Right.
Right, am I
The long
detained
and the
before we
short
go
of
any
it-
further?
The long and the short of it is.
Am
that
I
we-
detained?
No.
Right, I'll stay
We've
out of
explained that
because
to
I
you
can.
as well.
I'm just double checking.
You're not detained, okay? But we have been called, and we have been called for a reason that we've explained to you, and it is about other members of the public being concerned about what
Yep.
you're doing. Okay? I know you've explained to me that you have a right to do it. I would say to you, human behaviour doesn't always give you the right to do things. Just because the law says you should do it or says you can do it doesn't mean you should do it.
No,
That
it's
makes
how
sense.
you do it.
It does.
Yeah.
But what I would say to you, I explained to you earlier on that I don't particularly want to be on your camera. I've been on your camera, I presume, the whole time I've been here.
No, I filmed your colleague as well, but can I just say a point on that as well?
Can I just finish what I was going to say? Okay.
Because I'm likely to forget.
I have a family. Okay.
Of course.
All right.
And I
the
did
reason-
say I respect
The
you.
reason I don't want to be on this camera is because there are certain people that view us as a threat,
Yeah.
and there are certain sections of society,
Yeah.
shall we say,
Yeah.
that have targets on our backs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on there because I want to look after my family.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're not really giving me that choice
Can I answer that?
at the moment.
Can I answer that?
Please do.
So with all due respect, and I mean this honestly, I'm not just saying
Yeah.
it to blow smoke. When you arrived, you had every opportunity to do exactly what I've done.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So I've created.
But do you know what?
Hang on,
The
let me
feedback
finish.
we've had
Hang on.
tells us we should
Let me
do that.
finish. I've created anonymity.
Yeah.
Now I've spoken to your colleagues with Firearms
Yeah.
at Cheltenham, GCHQ, UPS in Gloucester Business Park, all over.
Yeah.
And you're the first one that's come to me without a mask on.
Yeah.
Now, if that's your policy,
It's not my policy. I feel that I can communicate better
that's
with
great.
people and more openly.
That's
when
great.
I don't have a face covering on.
that's really appreciated, and I'm sure in a lot of situations that would be really great for people, especially if they're victims of crime or
Yeah.
something. But you knew
But
I was
can't-
filming.
I can't very well come and stand and tell you that you're being threatening to members of the public if I'm doing exactly the same thing as you are, can I?
Well, it's about that creating
Really, I need
privacy,
to set an example.
and you have.
And with somebody who is filming for the purpose that you say you're filming for, I just feel you need to be a little bit more considerate of other people,
I'm very considerate. You don't seem to accept that side of it.
because you're still filming me.
I am still filming you.
Yeah.
Partly. Why did you turn your camera on?
Because I had a funny feeling from experience that this was the sort of interaction we were
Right.
going to have.
So you've preempted a risk,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what I've done, because
Okay,
some of
and
your
have you found a
colleagues.
risk so far?
Well, not from you.
No.
I think he's a bit edgy, your colleague, if I'm honest. And just because he stands there with a grin on his face means nothing to me. I would trust you 90% of the time. I wouldn't trust him 20%. Now that's an opinion based on past experience, just like you've done.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Now, when I spoke over him, and I've apologised,
Yeah.
but he was cop-splaining, I needed to point out two things. A, you need to identify yourself verbally. That's part of the Avon and Somerset policy.
If we're detaining you and searching you, then we will identify ourselves.
If you're interacting with the public,
explain the legalities.
if you're interacting with the public, you're meant to tell people who you are. Secondly, at your first opportunity, and you knew you were getting out of the car, so you should have whacked it on. That's policy.
It's not actually policy. No.
Well, it is.
No.
Well, when I was down at Patchway,
It's not policy.
and I spoke to an inspector, he confirmed it's policy.
Okay.
Because,
well, I can tell
like you said, you're doing it for your safety. You're doing it for your safety. Well, it may not be in firearms, but you're doing it for your safety and the safety of the public.
It's not policy in any aspect of the police other than for COVID reasons.
Normally, I carry a lot of paperwork.
If it were a COVID thing, then that's where the policy comes in. But in order to conceal our identification, that's
No,
not
I'm on
policy.
about cameras now, not masks.
Right, okay.
That's policy. That's policy. The other thing I'm going to say to you is that, and you may take this as me being rude, okay? You're not the feelings police. So people can feel uncomfortable, and I accept that. That's why I try and alleviate their concerns. You're here if people break the law or potentially break the law.
You're absolutely right.
Now, do you believe I'm about to break any law?
I don't know until I come and speak to you.
No, now.
Not now, no.
That's why I didn't ask you at the beginning.
No.
So, to all intents and purposes, have you read the MPCC memo that was sent around?
What I would say to you...
Sorry, could you just answer that? Because it's
I
really
haven't.
important.
No,
okay.
right,
No, that's fine, because not everybody has.
With all due respect, I'm not here to answer your questions. What I am here to do is to try and resolve...
See, it's gone downhill again.
Is try and resolve. It hasn't gone downhill. But this is what we're dealing with, okay, isn't it?
But if
because
you don't
we've
answer
come to
questions...
to explain to you, I'm not here to answer your questions.
Well, I'll tell you what then,
not my
with
job.
all due respect, stay safe. I appreciate everything you do. That's me done, because...
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
You know,
that's all we need.
We're doing this.
Thank you.
And it's slowly doing that.
Okay.
So stay safe, and I mean that from the heart.
And please, yeah.
Okay.
And you, but please just consider other people. I know we're not.
You're not the
I know
feelings
we're not the
police.
feelings police.
This is
but
a
we
lawful
can be decent
activity.
human beings,
Try,
can't we?
of course you can. Try telling people though it's not against the law. And you maybe, yeah, stop cop-splaining. Give people a little bit of a. And remember to tell them about your camera at first opportunity. And I mean the same to you as well. Stay safe. I hold no grudge. Take it easy. There we are, guys. A little bit of an interaction for you. Love your comments on that one. Was that good cop, bad cop? Did I overreact? Do you know, I nearly swore again then. I'm not sure what they expect. Anyway, expose and educate. I'm going to drop that one there because that will probably be the length of the video. If you like it, give us a thumbs up. Comments, please. We love your comments. By all means, share the video. We like to try and build the channel, and we'll see what else we can do for you and pick it up on the next one. Expose and educate. Take care.